Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Urban Legends video. Once again, I'm featuring another new video here from the wonderful website urbanlegendsonline.com. This one is an interesting urban legend because it seems to be a mishmash, very familiar to two other urban legends that I've talked about. One is involving the world of La Llorona, and the other one is involving Bloody Mary. You'll see more why in just a moment, particularly with how you can quote unquote summon this particular urban legend, and then you'll see exactly why it ties into the other two. But it has to do with an urban legend that's tied there to Lincolnshire, England. So how about that? Something across the sea. If anybody knows more info on it, then please post those comments. Anybody else that lives in that area that has more info, please post those comments again. This one though has a unique title. It's called The Black Lady of Bradley Woods. So let's go ahead and let's share all the information here on this urban legend. Then I'll give my own thoughts and opinions on it afterwards. So here's what it says. I grew up in a large town in Lincolnshire, England. As kids, we used to play in a large wooded area on the outskirts of town called Bradley Woods. In the woods is an ancient-looking abandoned cottage by a pond, and we told a story about it which went like this. Hundreds of years ago, a poor woodsman lived in the cottage with his wife and baby. They lived happily until the woodsman was pressed into military service by the local landowner during the English Civil War. The woodsman's wife waited and waited for months for any news of her husband, but none ever came. One New Year's Day, a group of soldiers on horseback came riding through the woods, part of a force that had been plundering the surrounding countryside. Coming across the cottage, they broke in and demanded that the woodsman's wife hand over all of her money and any strong drink she might have. When she refused, the soldiers beat her savagely before taking the baby and riding off, laughing wickedly. From that day on, the woman dressed in black and roamed the woods searching for her missing child, accosting anyone she met and begging them for any news of the baby. She soon earned a reputation as being quite mad, and so people began to give the woods a wide berth. The woodsman never returned home, and the woman continued to roam the woods, desperately searching for her lost baby until the day she died. Legend has it that her ghost still wanders the woods today, and if anyone is brave enough to walk into the woods on a New Year's Day and shout, Black lady, I've stolen your baby," 3 times, then the woman shall appear and confront them. And then that's it. That's everything associated with this urban legend. So let's talk about that here. Again, don't you get some similar circumstances with those other two urban legends I mentioned, La Llorona and then also Bloody Mary? In both situations, you have an almost ghost-like woman that haunts certain locations, and in both situations you can summon her to be able to come forth based on how you summon her. In this case, this involving this black lady, I've stolen your baby. You say that 3 times apparently as you're walking through those woods there that are located in Bradley Woods in Lincolnshire, England, and then that's when she'll appear. That's why essentially the name of the urban legend is called the Black Lady of Bradley Woods. So strong caution, of course, not to do that whenever you're out in that area. Every urban legend does have a little bit of truth associated with it. So the idea that you can summon a ghost like that, especially the ghost of the Black Lady of Bradley Woods, is not considered wise. It's better to use caution. I know I never do any type of summoning stuff wherever I'm at, just to make sure, just in case, that nothing truly happens. But overall, it's a very sad situation. This woodsman, whoever he was, this nameless woodsman, lived out there in the woods with her and the baby in this cottage, presumably all by themselves for who knows how long out there. But as luck would have it, all of a sudden he was drafted into whatever war that was, and then he never returned. It's not known what exactly happened to him, but it's presumed, again, just based on the circumstances, that he might have been killed out there within the war zone that he was in. So he was never ever going to return, which makes it even more tragic with what occurred to her and the baby afterwards on that fateful New Year's Day, whenever they were ambushed by those group of soldiers on horseback and then basically beat her savagely and then took the baby off, and then she was there just by herself in that location for who knows how long, wandering that area, crying for her baby, asking anyone about it forever and ever until she died. A very, very tragic story, very sad altogether. And so her ghost would essentially take over afterwards, and that's why she roams those woods, forever searching for her missing child. Makes me wonder if she ever came across those group of soldiers that were there on horseback later on, if she ever got her revenge with them, or if she was forever, even if she was able to get the revenge, if she's still forever stuck being this type of tragic ghost. Again, it harkens back to the lore associated with Bloody Mary and La Llorona. They seem to be there forever as well. You can't really, you don't hear, like, in other words, any urban legends of them stopping. You can't ever expect any urban legends or stories to stop of them. Essentially, they'll continue forever. So the idea that this woman, this Black Lady of Bradley Woods, could be haunting that location forever, absolutely. It does seem like it ties into that notion as well. But if anybody has any more info, anything else I might have missed, then please post those comments below. Anybody else there from Lincolnshire, England, it sounds like a location that is ripe for a bunch of hauntings, then please post those comments. All right, everyone. Thanks again as always. Take care. Bye.